Polo the Penguin and the Secret of Friendship. At the very edge of the world, where the ice is as soft as cotton candy and the wind sings gentle tunes, there lived a little penguin named Polo. He loved sliding on his belly, building tiny igloos, and throwing snowballs at the sparkling hills. But there was one thing Polo didn't have, something he wished for more than anything else in the world: a friend. Every morning, Polo came out of his cozy burrow and looked around the endless white land. He watched the birds flying together and sighed. It must be so much fun to have someone to play with. He lived near other animals but was too shy to say hello. What if they didn't like him? What if he had nothing interesting to say? One bright morning, as he looked up at the sky, Polo remembered what his grandma used to tell him. If you want to have a friend, first try to be one. The words felt like a tiny warm spark inside his heart. "All right," said Polo, puffing up his feathers. "I'll try." His first stop was the ice floe, where a sleepy seal named Finn was sunbathing after lunch. "Hi, Finn," Polo called cheerfully. "Do you want to go sliding with me?" Finn yawned and smiled. "Oh, I'd love to, but I'm so sleepy after eating. Maybe tomorrow." Polo nodded, hiding a small sigh. "Okay. See you tomorrow." He waddled on, determined not to give up. Soon he spotted a little snowbird named Nell, rolling snow into a funny shape. "Hi, that snowman looks amazing," said Polo. "Can I help?" Nell blinked in surprise, then smiled warmly. "Of course. It's hard to build wings out of sticks alone." Together they built a snow penguin with a carrot beak and pebble eyes. Then they raced down icy hills and pretended their snowballs were magical potions from the Arctic kingdom. They laughed until the sun began to dip behind the ice cliffs. "Polo," said Nell, "you're really fun. Want to play again tomorrow?" "I'd love to," he cheered, flapping his tiny wings. The next morning, Polo brought 2 tiny cups filled with warm frosty milk topped with foam. He shared one with Nell, and they sat watching the snow sparkle under the morning sun. But then they noticed someone standing nearby, a small polar bear cub named Leo, watching them quietly. "Do you want to join us?" asked Nell. Leo nodded shyly. Polo waddled over and offered him a cup. "Everyone's welcome to play with us," he said kindly. Soon, all 3 were rolling a giant snowball together, laughing so hard that even the icicles on the trees seemed to giggle. The next day brought new adventures. They built a slippery ice slide that twisted like a frozen rainbow. Nell whooshed down first, squealing with joy. Polo followed, spinning in circles, while Leo ended up upside down in a pile of snow, and they all burst into laughter. As the days passed, more friends joined in. Zoe the sea otter came from the shore, carrying shiny shells for decoration. Rory the reindeer brought colorful ribbons made from seaweed. Even Stan the crab, who usually stayed underwater, crawled up to watch the fun. Together they built a winter friendship castle, from snow and ice. It had towers, flags made of feathers, and a tiny bridge across a frozen pond. Every animal added something special: a shell, a stick, a snowflake pattern, and Polo realized their castle was just like friendship itself, built together piece by piece. One evening, the wind began to blow stronger than usual. Snow whirled in the air, and the friends hurried to find shelter. "Quick, to the castle!" shouted Leo. Inside, they huddled close, listening to the wind howl outside. "It's a real snowstorm," whispered Nell. "I'm glad we're together." The storm passed by morning, leaving behind a glittering world of fresh snow. The castle was covered in sparkles, and the air smelled of new beginnings. Grandma Penguin waddled up the hill and smiled. "You see, Polo," she said, "friendship keeps you warm, even when the wind is cold." That night, all the animals gathered under the shimmering northern lights. They roasted icy marshmallows by a glowing fire and told stories about brave penguins and kind seals. Polo looked at his friends, feeling a warm glow in his chest. He finally understood. Friendship wasn't about waiting. It was about sharing your heart first. And so, at the very edge of the world, in the land of snow and stars, Polo the penguin was never lonely again. His laughter echoed across the ice, mixing with the song of the wind. Whenever someone asked, "How do you find a friend?" Polo smiled and said, "Start with something simple. Just say hi. Want to play?" The end.